the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Abusuama Michao, a more probably in Family Casafoni so, Nsem-Pii TV. Be the first to know. Afia Pokuah Vim Lady, or a Professor Dwobeng Osu Atrasi na Omude Nsem-Pii na to Edra. Now this time round, both NPP ni NDC looking at the political terrain. Edo ahead of 2028 elections are ever cosino. And also ama Afia Pokuah de Nsem-Pii to Edra say, one of the what second day akompra kwa Japan supporters team say Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia every new primaries now they would never campaign for His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia. I know a big problematic. Sounds also an obim or NDC wa Nanseng and I John Dramani Mahama. Ekopi mu or China no de Nsem-Pii to Edra what you say. The dream nessa dachi biano. Nka omaiga na ebinya omampanyina oyo oba na as we speak currently no the vice president no oba saa nsem we okokai no eno na Afia Pokuah echiremu se akoso fractions bibre na NDC amanyokuo nim na obi ti se Johnson Asiedu Nketia omu na omu kanjije homo mu tie party no na omu ye kids ne tutrafo yo for no omu ho so na Democrats a CPP for mbefra NDC for President John Dramani Mahama so ho na the Fanti caucus Ivan Fifi Atambos na abusu for winim say nanka the running meeting no Kwamina Ahoy na senkoye running meeting now so because of normal bako Fanti fractions ho ntini John Dramani Mahama decided say obefa ye maami Jane Opoku Ajimai na eno Afia Pokuah any Professor Dwobeng HM says you see there the route na that NDC no ano dey crache NPP because looking at Julius Debra also person oba Asiedu Nketia so person oba and as you see so there President John Dramani Mahama out on him to say the Vice President Jane Opoku Ajimai ono na person was obesa CD no abusu afo ensem de also mese also be miako ni akuti ensema Afia Pokuah to Edra wabra otenase no de analysis no egufo.
President Mahama, you can't take that away from him. And in Kofona mo pena say Debbie President Mahama 4 years to power be ya obekọ de Debbie so because and especially when people can't see say MPP for no mu ja ntokwa no they still have ntokwa that they are ntokwa here. And there's no guarantee that Omutu Abani we are the Ntokano because I have seen Kennedy Japan Crawford who openly and then yes openly ke komo de vim and the can say Baumia we know omu campaign. Now can say did you say cause MPP ma why pan or because say Kotuma MPP. A lot of people will be disgruntled. In fact, floating voters no omo no to be to amutuano. Yeah, in general election 2028 a lot of them because MPP for any stable. Into Ombesa ko NBC after all omoti akonya no so and after all second term da ho because Mahama by because Ekufuado abesan mu e be 8 years until people still don't see so Mahama kra wa ba abedi 4 years that except the politically astute people no omo politics omo di etire na omo they can tell but for the average voter no organ they can't make that distinction and it's a President Mahama to the second term no a lot of us average voter who say the second term ya say the first term and the President Mahama betimi asan na so biu NDC betimi win bi 2028 most likely who the NDC ni MPP to who they are say how unless something changes but they say how it's looking and it's early date yet I understand early what I say but if you look at it and compare there's a high chance that NDC will win 2028 it is a President Mahama person because Julius Debra next Julius Debra to me we need 2028 or a young man on also person or back beyond President Mahama and tell the number of me to say or extending the term beyond the Ekufuado no say General Mosquito ba bon afuni apart from Buzia Bruni Meye president that General Mosquito so person or back extending no beyond 2028 into the most comfortable one and the most ample. In fact, we have president now you running mate. One of the issues that I am checking is say running mate in politically ambitious and not over ambitious. Yes, a who candidate or to me did you say? And the president Mahama select Mahama Professor Dwobeng no Pokuah no. Now to me say Mahama on your problem person. And this will be to me, the mama bet me you should say, me, but in a shadow, no make dinner will soon mama me amasa another time. And Professor General no because me onya 2028 no ono mano. What the fa here him $1 billion e ka ho so on sanko onko. Because me tell say mama no onye political person. Ono e beto mu. Enti we wadwin won form a won ti ase sa nkwara no omo de omo ni omo ba net omo di atem ye hu matem ye kire mo experience na penifo is that so omo kasa oh you understand where we are coming from. Enti we nyina no na ma hu say MPP for issues no a problem ma omo. But you see before I met one first gift or a case, just a quick one on President Mahama there, and this one is indicating to you say ascending the kind of 2016 the factions na what NBC muno enye ekufuado any party and I say kufuado here to say MPP for they know NBC na more because NBC they have the cadres represented by Asiedu Nketia cadre for no mo te omo AFRC ne the same ACDR those days no mo na from cadres no omo na chichire party no. And then you have the Democrats no more mabe join the party President Mahama mo squad no omo ye CPP for support omo nye cadres omo free baby no and they are the liberals. And to those days want to say cadres ka say aluta obo na President Mahama squad say there be adwobreo ye nye bibia diplomatic. They are the diplomatic people omo so ho and they off atama osinko for fancy concourse madam be say fancy concourse the fancy concourse no the ato aho ene kwame na aho ene omunua be ma kwesi in fact enkanya asemo anka running mate girl say de ma kwame na am say kwesi aho ene di no former Greek minister and former ambassador to EFS South Africa ono and anka also here running mate to Mahama. But because of some bad blood no between fancy caucus no any President Mahama squad no empty o man farmer no because back at most time no here papa na Greek minister. At the time, Kwesi Ahoy, a Greek minister, agreed to grow by 2.7%. Mahama ba epe no musa kwa omo Ahoy for no person mu groom for president. No mu yi no mde no to South Africa say ubenya market ho. No mde no to South Africa. E ho na papa ni kan edumie. And I have spoken to the man a couple of times. I know what I get. And he didn't tell me that. I mean, say a political analysis where I'm sitting, I can tell these things. And nobody did free ho. It's the fancy caucus, so I'm going to President Mahama and Kasa. What I say? And then you also have President Mahama and Kasa squad, which is the new generation now. President Mahama do about NBC, Okudeto Blakwa, Sam George, and Sami Jemfino. These are young people who ordinarily know the typical characteristics of NBC. NBC keda for now it's a kubolo kakra or line. But what they say, Sami Jemfino Sam George ne Ablakwa. These are learned intellectual young people. Omunyina disciples of President Mahama. Their loyalty is to President Mahama. Almost squad no. Asana Guzimu ne the Guzimu kakedes no. So and then you have the almighty ever caucus in NBC who have been almost neglected. Who they also from President Rawlings you know. As ever for na war NBC no. Omo fans so ate. The almighty ever caucus, they give NBC the majority of their votes. Almost so, President Mahama so I say, was said that samurai in fact, and Nana every free anchor represent you because every free anchor or you half a year first asante. Eka is perfect to take over from President Mahama. It by hono, almost samurai Elvis a film from 2014 now, almost set a trap man or koto man on you. And sometimes no trap no mo set my with a free and I got an HHO. And I got to Northern Caucus. The Northern Caucus is also a faction. Who from the history of Rawlings, even before coup, nini adienino. Northern regions ni no mutato NBC. From flowing from Momotatu CPP na NBC ebe inherited and almost all my babenya sa advantage no. Enti Northern people no so more NBC muno. Northern people not so more NBC, also are very strong. And almost are trying to see say President Mahama you are take over. And I make a President Mahama silence you munina. Was swear you beer or say then oba. Or so oba. And oba the President Mahama cut the next it's time to be a female president. There's only one person that will make us already BBR pointed to them, which is Professor Nsem-Pii. Obia to me be saying And the Marco Kate Everson, they were used and done. Well, they were not used and done. People like Do Ajaho. I was expecting somebody like Do Ajaho Senka. Do Ajaho Betimi Ababe the president. But having been speaker but other people in Volta region can also come into NDC, into the high rank. Some of them here, Ekujeto Blakwa. Oh, Ekujeto Blakwa, echo the trajectory no corner, with the exception of small here and there mistakes. Be all here now. Ekujeto, that should be obey to me about the president and not vice president for NDC. And the ever caucus is up to them after Rollins. In fact, the Voltarians in NDC should have identified people who survived President Rollins. Because you're funny, Papa Kupens, you say after Rollins, why the bed not there from the region? And the NDC was a bigger problem. Which MPP for almost so starting NDC problem maybe. Because after President Kufuor, they say President Kufuor say, why Oracle the bars and they hold on the party in a coffin. And this President Kufuor faction, and shut down. They say, a first saying, Nanado faction. Party faction. The first not another faction, party faction. No. They say, about another faction and a party faction. And some other people groups, but so many groups will come out of it. In the end, President Mahama, I swear you will be, or say the next president, and will say, or bad. But you see, people, whether or not on that, some people are perceived to be Omunkofo. They give to a case, you say. And it's a very sad one. Give your idea, it's a very sad one. Say at this point, the catch your money and say give to a why. Yes, they say the prosecutors on my charging officially. I then a court. Now, national service scandal me so airtime crash. Say, Sikani na involved no. 38 million Ghana cedis and charge quite do a day give your why need stealing. And charge it stealing chrono stealing. And no much modus operandi method or use you na. Just say, we MPP ni kwa same way you can't justify it. Mono anko court no anko yina enko yina no. Mono anko court no anko yina no because it just doesn't make sense. And I don't know evidence to cry or bet media back. Because already only and everybody is innocent and to proving guilty there. It's true. It is she's innocent. But see, before I ever charge you, they were court. Let's just say. Police for no more charge or when you're then reasonable cause. So when you're reasonable cause, I want to inform me the basis of a charge. And I'm not going to know. $38 million. So we're cutting an OG loan. Loan or the Sikano Kogun account or to another company. Company nani kuna director. A high purchase. Just say what? How is this? Unless the attorney general not to body siremu. Nanya bosiremu paka na attorney general ya. This is messed up. Into onwa give to why no. Say a body di afra asem cry no is just bad. See a body di afra asem is bad. Nobody should be justifying this. Nobody. But said they make an emrani so obia innocent until they are proven guilty. Into onwa court no ankatanko yina no. Onwa court. Na MPP for mo call for na mo fa omo ma omo appointment. This is one of the scholarship a year or koje here. Any man nikunu. This why you no apply for scholarship for nikunu. Nikunu no go school or London no. Masters to be akoye bia. Just say here for bidiera for ma. Banchira for ma bodiera for ma. Choba for ma per scholarship kra obu on ma just one minister the MP bia ko dancer. And you have these people who will seek and come to me. Why is it that all just scholarship from Ukuru? No, whether we are guilty or not, this is unconscionable. And this is complete conflict of interest. And you may do on my and you're black and white bonnet, but any fatal. And you're black and white bonnet, but in fatal. Scholarship. What the scholarship Nikruko school abroach according to age, you know, say a plane ticket come on the back. Most of them get fund scholarship. So what we cost you no plane ticket or the back obey your research near the no the back but include this plane ticket at the and our girlfriend or spouse. How? They here for Mateo. Me say who put gear CB was scholarship secretariat. This one ni ben me biada. Wako e chama me twa send me. Why man me boko na me fan wom. How? Na penny mu wo betimi anya scholarship ni bi no. And MPP for you must question Munkofo na mo positions. Question them. Na allegations here ba na dey ehu. Prof Sam you confuse ono so ne lawyers nye adwane no mo si case nko mo nye biom. Serious MPP for more problem. More problem pa. And the lawyers think that the case will not go do again. They have a right to withdraw. No so called a right to be changing the lawyer. So let's see what happens. And on a breakum West MP and political analysis now me. You see whoever wins the MPP flag bearership race will best suffer defeat in 2028. So the MPP for underdog go. If going into 2028, it's on them to show whether they can win. And this is the omo na dada. So what you say? And you know, penny for so near no nyina nkasa na ehwe se ne ensem ni nyina beko. But now the game no is no be a court whether be MPP and be NDC because MPP for no so my omo ballot ewie. Nti say we don't know the omo be omo de be fa ni nyina ma me penny for ni kwaba. Prof Jubino Usu Nyameche extra there wo ye first Central State University e wa America abrochimemu and oni ni nuabemo mu nyina so ye first journalist or my eduma we ache nti many omu nyina so enkasa prof mama good evening Mr. Plank good evening so
Femi Joso
me Joso nia
good
chair prof I think me kind ni
Miss me kai wani pa
is America yes
But my man, share first and foremost about charges. They are charging gift or any. There are other NDC, as we know, no. Chairman to be so galamsey asem. So I quite signing a minor license, which is against license. The man, no. Into also court. Several people, Professor Miyoku Sky train, also. Prof, what do you make of all this? Is it the usual? Say the journalists for because the usual political prosecution. Which hunting?
Fear, Medasi. I'm saying there are two streams of cases going on here. Osha, I'm a Kofi, gift your worry. Only the form dear, almost different from Chema to media no. In the sense, say, gift your worry, any your friend say, I'm a Kofi, they were acting on behalf of Ghana. So, they were acting on behalf of Ghana in the public service. Shema won't be there as a private citizen.
President Mahama, you can't take that away from him. And in Kofono mo pena semnese Debbie President Mahama 4 years to power be ya obeko the Debbie so. Because and especially when people can't see say MPP for no mu jan tokwa. They still haven't tokwa that they are in tokwa. And there's no guarantee that omutu abani we are in tokwa because I have seen Kennedy Japon Crawford who openly and then yes openly ke komo de vim and the can say ba omie we no omo campaign. Now can say did you say cause MPP ma why pan or because say kotuma MPP. A lot of people will be disgruntled. In fact, floating voters no omo no to be to get a lot of them because MPP for any stable into ombesa ko NDC after all omo de omo ti akonya no so. And after all, second term the ho because Mahama by because they could for a sign mu 8 years until people still don't see so Mahama krawa back abedi 4 years to that. Except the politically astute people no omo politics omo di etire na omo they can tell. But for the average voter no Ghana, they can't make that distinction. And it's a President Mahama to the second term no a lot of us average voter who say the second term ya say the first term. And the President Mahama betimi asan na so biu NDC betimi win bi 2028 most likely. What the NDC and MPP to they are say how unless something changes. But they say how it's looking and it's early date yet. I understand early. What you say, but if you look at it and compare, there's a high chance that NDC will win 2028.
Entrepreneurship. You from enterprise support organizations. Omo na omo eboa etete emabunu na omo wo sa space ni from hubs obrofum enti kumasi ase ebi wa ha je omo na workshops ni training echeche omo so support ye be mo because we build omo na kese we build ecosystem no omo so nya hoden na kese omo so hoden omo de kwa akobua enti yen time say we had a grant of about $7 million from the World Bank ye de boa sa entrepreneurship support organizations no yesus no from hubs no enti over yes ejumadi na kese entity sikasem mwa afei ankrankra na omo eye dwumade wo hono so omo mmoa be free power no ye bibi e friend startup act draft I represent this for bombe hwe no ma pass
right
no na e be hwe na said e woko India and other emerging economies omo leverage technology e dey develop na incentives and emra omo tintim a eye deliberate and ma omo ka say we dey dey aboa startups so dey be ya omo ko mu be ye den na da achi startups ya be kese ne nso ye bi e o start operate be first 5 years untu tax e be a Ukraine ma bi fra buchere ba because we startup
see yempeno
yeah
is it not worrying?
It's not worrying. MPP tradition so anything be ya no so we ka ya President Akufo ewi ne dey Akufo ba ni person e ko challenge no President Akufo
Be 16
no we 17 like I said Dr. Bamia kwado onye ntira so MPP no be every say onim de say na party net here obi every say you know kwa na so onim nya sache ni wi afro is good we so ye diga no so be kai a 1996 President Kufo ekoye olusu ye 98 ye kwa next one nipa pie den ekọ challenge mo no na kontakra ye den ekọ challenge ni bi e kan say oye banchira da ye ne ko dwa so ayento and so be president e ma ne be part of the government President Akufo-Addo ekọ 208 yes yo there be emfa de na yi pa de kede alan ko ya on nke be wini Akufo-Addo ni so hyeredo Ghana form pesa ye de ko 2012 so yo yanka enye yi da President Kufo satam no nsema nkrofo kan ye na ni emredodo I don't know the Santini and Enye. Minister Santini bit my president that. May just go you can answer we munyina bi. President Akufo-Addo so sa Nsem-Pii ni why ne